Hey, back at you, homie.
From every strand on the line of your reel, to the rods, to the anglers, to the lures on the end of your hook, let's talk about those big bass here on Co-Angler's Corner with your hosts, Rob Welch and John Stoudinger.
Good evening, everybody. We're doing things a little different. We're just going to have Jeremy Maye, Mr. Mayhem, up here with us. I'm John.
Hey, y'all are. Cajun Rob here hanging out with you.
And there's the beautiful Mr. Mayhem, loving life in South Florida.
Slightly baked. Slightly baked.
Yeah.
Like my pies.
I'm not.
No, we're going to say that now.
Your boy Gibson threw you under the bus during his podcast.
It's okay. I called him afterwards. We had a conversation about it. So thanks.
Uh-oh.
Thanks for that.
Uh-oh.
No, me and Gibson, man, we talk all the time. Like I talk to him.
Yeah.
Probably more to talk to you guys. So we have a really good relationship. I love him and his wife, and we talk all the time. So he gives me shit. I give him shit. Excuse my language, but at the end of the day, we're brothers, and that's what we do. So.
Yep.
And he's back kind of in our country in kind of north central Tennessee. So a lot closer to me. So that's a good thing.
I like that. I really do.
Yep. Yeah. He's doing good, man.
He shocked me the other day. He sent me his tournament schedule and had Oneida Lake on it.
That look is all the answer we need.
I'm gonna have to call him. I'm gonna have to call him tomorrow about that. I wanted to say, what were you thinking, bro? You got the wristbands, the ear patches.
Memory loss, maybe.
Yes.
Hey, marijuana is legal. Marijuana is legal in New York. You might need that.
Could be.
Good tip.
Yep. All right, so we wanted Jeremy to come on because he's very good at explaining things, and we're going to talk about techniques and different types of tackle and things like that, rods and reels you use specifically for a technique. I recently put my Snoopy rod away. That for a long time was my flipping stick, and I was wondering why I wasn't getting fish. Apparently, it must have been the leverage issue, having a 4-foot flipping stick. So,
hey, man, I've got 3 kids with me this week at Lake Okeechobee. And all their rods are almost like Snoopy rods, and they've been wearing them out. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh wow!
We used to fish tournaments, and a guy had like 6 Zebco 202s, and he would always finish in the money.
Yeah, I believe it.
Doesn't matter what you use as long as you know how to use it.
Yeah. There's guys in Florida who uses Zebcos like for a swimming worm. They swear by it. They'll pitch you up in the grass by a dock, and they say it swims out better.
Yeah. Right. We actually went out to there's a little creek. I don't know. It's a long river. It's not the Kissimmee. It's the one right before that, kind of in the Monkey Box in Okeechobee. Yep. And we went all the way back in there. Like I went so far back in this creek, and there was this guy in a pontoon boat. No shit. He had probably 20 to 25 Zebcos, like the 303s or the 606s on his long spinning rod, or these long rods with bobbers on it. And I go by the dude. It's like it was very impressive how he had this rig set up. It's like a big spider web.
Yeah.
Every one of them had the Zebcos, like this 303s or 6. I'm not even sure, but the big ones on there. But he was just sitting there, just floating down the middle of the damn creek channel. I mean, it was pretty impressive. So. Ooh. Kind of brought back some memories.
Oh, definitely. He's just enjoying the day.
It did, man. It was 75 degrees. He's out wearing shorts, flip-flops, and smoking a cigar, so you couldn't beat that.
What was the water temps down there?
We're probably pushing about 65, 67, some areas that I found.
That's not bad.
So the first day I got here, it was like 54, 53, 54 degrees. And we didn't catch nothing that day. I mean, those F1s down here just went into kind of not happening. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I've been known to do that.
Yeah. I saw your post that you were at the Big O, and I was like, wait a minute. He can't be there because that's what we call Lake Ontario too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because
Oh
that's
no,
kind of
not gonna happen, sir. Sorry.
No.
I hate to disappoint
I
you.
don't see that happening either.
Yeah.
Hey, Eddie Carver was last year when Eddie Carver came up. It was clean as glass on there. So
Yep, he had a blast too. That was like y'all had a lot of fun.
yeah, we did.
We were yesterday. Actually, I'll get to the point here in a minute about the reels and rods. But yesterday I was fishing a jackhammer, and there was this one small little clump of lily pads, and something in the middle of it kind of like it just bowled a little bit. I was like, oh, that's no big deal. So I looked down at my Pandoptics, and I saw a big log. I mean, it was probably 8 or 9 foot long on the bottom, sitting on the bottom. It wasn't moving or anything else. I was like, what is that moving above it? It looked like a fish, like was just like sitting right above it. So I threw my jackhammer in there, I flipped it in there, and I made like 3 or 4 reel handles, and it said, boom. I was like, oh shit, oh god. But it took me through a lily pad patch. It took me all the way around a weed head patch. I mean, I burned down 100 yards of lawn, no doubt, and went into another like lily pad patch. I mean, made a big circle.
Wow.
So by the time 45 minutes after that, as I get to the other side, here comes his tail up, and I'm like, holy beep 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 beep. It was about a 6 or 7 foot gator I caught in the tail.
Wow.
Yep. So it was pretty interesting. So
Yeah.
And we'll dive into the rod and reel that I used for that one towards the end of the show.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
So
you put a video out on that, didn't you? I remember seeing. Yeah, I saw that. Well, you had him right in the tail too.
Yep.
No wonder he's run you around.
Hey, and my son's like, "Hey, can I reach down there and get that?" I was like, "No, don't stick your hands in there. I'll get them."
Negative.
No.
No emergency room trips today. Nope.
No.
All right, take it away, boss man.
So how do you guys want me to start this? You guys want me to start with seasonal related items, or just kind of go through the line item of what I'm thinking?
What you're thinking.
Whatever you're thinking, man. You roll.
Oh Lord, here we go. All right.
Hey, we all want to be on the roller coaster, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here we go. All right. So I'm going to start off with it's a little different. I'm going to start off with a. This is a Shimano, the XLX series. I throw a lot of Shimanos. If you guys like Shimanos, you guys like Daiwas, Albert Garcias, 13 Fishing, whatever. You have to find your comfort zone, right? So this was mine. The Shimano XLX series, all the way to the DCs, is my go-tos. I don't throw anything else. I've tried them all, and these are my comforts. Like, I beat the shit out of these reels. Excuse my language. But for this setup right here, in the early springtime, pre-spawn, I like to throw this is the 8:2 ratio, XLX. This one right here is for my Bangley lures. All right.
Yeah.
This is what I throw really when the fish are really shallow. I throw this right here, a straight braid, 30-pound braid, and this is a 7-foot rod. This 7-foot rod to me allows me to make very accurate casts, regardless of what I'm throwing, a jackhammer, a jig, anything I'm going to be pitching and flipping around. Really, I'm trying to make very precise casts. I stay with a 6.9 or a 7-foot rod. I don't go anything more than that because it's just too much after that. It's very light. It's very versatile. Also, I like to throw, I throw all my rods with Craft custom rods. They're MHX blanks. If you guys are not familiar, check them out. Some of the guys on the tour, they make them. If you guys see that or not, MHX. Craft custom rods. They got some, great Eva foam grips. They're amazing. Like you guys can design whether you guys want the titanium eyes or just the plate nickel rod eyelets, and it is what it is. But anyhow, back to this right here is Shimano is my number one.
Yep.
I like to throw braid on most of my topwater applications. I like to throw the Sunline. It's a 30-pound or 15-pound, depending on where I'm at. And that's it. Nothing else to that one. This rod right here is very versatile as far as baits go. Like this one right here can be not only for top water. I throw this rod right here on a smaller buzz bait. I throw this one on a smaller spinner bait. Like if I'm in the James River and I need to swap out for a spinnerbait application, I'll change out the braid to a fluorocarbon or a monofilament, whatever you guys are fishing around. But this application is perfect for that. You know, the 8:2 to 1 ratio. It's a great setup. So
Now is that rod medium, heavy, fast, Jeremy, or what kind of action you got?
this is actually a medium heavy right here.
Okay.
But one thing about the Kisscraft, if you guys are not familiar with this blank right here, about the top, the 4 of the eyelets right here, you guys probably can't see that, but the top 4 right here, it almost acts like a soft, it's very soft tip, but the backbone starts about the 4th one down. So it allows you to load up really quickly, especially when you're throwing like a jackhammer, you know, a moving bait of some sort.
Okay,
So
got it.
I throw that one on like a big square bill, like a 1.5, 2.5.
Yep.
And it does make a big difference. It just allows that rod to load up a little bit before you guys can, you know, so you can fight them. So
Good point.
And so I guess we're gonna go ahead and dive into some bladed jig rods. That seems to be the hot topic these days.
Yeah.
You know, as you guys can see, I've got these have been my staple this week here in Florida. Sorry, guys, I'm in a hotel room, so you guys have to excuse me.
Are you good?
It's not the normal way of doing things, you guys know, but these are my bladed jig rods. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into these ones. But I have very specific reasons why I throw all 3 of these ones right here, based off cover situations. Like this one right here. This one right here is actually my 7. This is my 7.3 Kisscraft, and it's stuck in the rod sleeve. So there we go. All right, we're good now. All right, so this one right here, this is the 7'3" version. This one right here is 30-pound braid. There's my jackhammer. This one's on a 8:2 to 1 ratio as well. Same rod blank, just a longer one. This one right here is my search rod, right? So when I'm out there in these grass flats, or I'm in these, I'm trying to locate the fish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I think the 7.3 rod for me in a wide open area allows me to make longer casts where I can actually cover some water. That's the whole trick to trying to find some pre-spawners, a group of fish, somebody, you know, it's the fish that are actually getting ready to move up, you know, to spawn or do their business. So the 7.3 to me, hands down, is the way to go. And I can make very long casts, and they're very, very accurate. So this is not a rod that I'm going to use if I'm in a really tight canal or in a, you know, a tight backwater somewhere where I'm trying to pitch and flip to some very isolated cover. I'm not going to use this rod. I'm going to reach over to a different rod, like that 7-footer, that 6.9 footer that I showed you guys earlier. So, any questions?
No, we're running through a couple comments, John, if you want to.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Daniel says, "What's up, guys? Let's get the chat rolling."
Absolutely.
Ashley, hello. Rick Williams, good evening, all. John Adams with Star Lures says, "Good evening, guys."
Hey, go on, John.
Max 813 says, "Let's go."
All right, and a question.
Daniels wants to know, when buying a rod, how many eye guides should you look for to be a good rod?
Man, it's all based off of a player preference. I can't answer that one. I do know that my Kisscraft rods that I use, you know, they have 8 on the 7'3" and they have 6 on the 7-footers. So it's pretty much based off of the manufacturer, based off of what you're comfortable with. I don't really know if it's going to make any difference if you have 2 extra guides in there or not. I do know that the only ones that are very important to me is the very one closest to the reel and the one that's on the very tip, because those are the ones you're going to have most. They're going to get beat up more than anything else.
Yeah.
So
I can go into that a little further. It depends on the blank, where the bends are in the blank. Basically, with the rod, the guide, you want to be able to keep the line off the blank itself.
100%.
When it's full in full swing.
Max 813 says the same thing. Good point.
Yep.
Well, one thing I'm not going to disagree, but I will agree with you on that one. Is I have a where's it at? Hold on. I have a rod here. We haven't got to this part yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and while we're on this conversation about eyes, here's another jackhammer rod of mine right here. All right, this is a half-ounce jackhammer rod. It's on a 7'1". If you guys notice right here, I want to show you guys something very special. You see that? You probably can't see it. You have an eye. You're missing an eye. And you have an eye again?
Yep.
All right. So I broke this off intentionally for a reason. Because what was happening was on this rod very specifically, and this is one of the original OGs from some of the other ones where I needed the longer eye spacing in the blank. That was causing a lot of backlashes, especially if you have a very soft tip. So this one's got a very soft tip to it. That's why I broke the eye off, because what was happening was when I was going to cast it, I was seeing a buckle or a loop in the line when it's coming off the reel. It was causing that line, especially when you're fishing a lot of current like I do. Like I fish on Jammed River a lot. And what was happening was you were getting a bow in the line where the bow was going and it was wrapping around that one guide very specifically. Like it was very repetitive. It was not just something that was happening very, once out of 50 casts. It was happening every 4 or 5 casts, and it was causing a backlash. So you guys might want to check into your rod blanks when you guys are out there fishing and you're doing a lot of end rolling casts. If you guys are getting some bows that are causing backlashes in your line, that's where it's coming from. It's coming because you have too many eyes on your blank. Well, and that's why I broke that one off, and I don't have any more problems. That is a very perfect casting rod for doing underhand rolls on how I fish. However, a lot of people might be different. Yeah. So
I like doing that. That's key. I love doing that.
The whole guide spacing thing, the reason you were getting the backlash, most likely is because the gap is either too narrow or too wide between the guides, which is given the slap, where it slaps the rod when you cast.
Well, I don't know, because I've actually tried other different rods. I'm not gonna name names, but I've tried some of the best rods in the market. I've tried some, top shelfers from Walmart. I've tried a lot of different brands, and there's, to me, again, this is all based off my experience, how I fish. Yep. Okay, this is nothing to do with you guys or anybody watching on here. This is how I fish. That this is the only way I've been able to get my underhand roll, how I flip, because I skip a lot of jigs. I skip a lot of bladed jigs. I do a lot of power fishing. Again, this rod here where the rod blank was broken off, that I had broken off. Since then, that's been fixed. That's been to the new gen. That we're going to get into that one in a minute. But I don't think it had anything to do with the distance, honestly, because they sent me another one that had them 6 inches or 8 inches apart, and it really made no difference. I still had something around. I guess it was where the rod had actually bent over. I guess the very flexible tip of it. If that makes any sense, like where the backbone and the top of the rod actually start. That's what was happening. Like I don't give a crap what rod you're using. Every one of them was doing the exact same thing. And when I broke that rod tip off or that eye off, it fixed the problem. So, but again, that's the way I'm fishing. It's not for everybody. So.
Okay.
Got you.
What's next, boss?
Oh, real quick. You down in Florida? Throw that golden shiner chatterbait. That's hot down there. If you don't have it, or you want to. Yep.
You mean that one right there?
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, that's the one on the missing eyelet. Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, so we're gonna jump into the next one here. All right, this is the revision one. This one right here, this is the revised one from that version to this one here. You know, see the difference in the spacing of the eyelets?
Yep.
There's a big difference. This one right here, pretty much right here, was pretty much based off of my feedback to the company saying, hey, this is what was happening. They made the changes. What they did is the top 3 tips on the very top of the rod, they moved them closer than everything else. And that fixed the problem. So if everything is like in uniform going down, then you have a problem. Everything needs to be at the very top. They need to be short stacked with the eyelets, and then they need to space out on 1 foot increments going to the reel.
Yep.
So that's what I've learned.
Yeah, when I was building them, especially with the micro guides,
Yep.
I from the very tip to the first guide, I'd go like 3 inches, then I go like 3.5, then I go 4, and then I would because the micro guides are so small and it doesn't allow the line off the rod that much. It holds it tight to the rod, which gives you a smoother cast. You can.
Well, the top four eyelets have to be the exact same. From what I've learned, the top 4 are actually where the rod actually breaks, if that makes any sense. Where the backbone and the tip actually starts. That's where the eyelets have to be identical. They need to be within.
Jeremy Maye, you didn't tell me Jeremy was going to be on.
Hey, where's my cookies?
I can't hear him.
Oh, where's the cookies?
They're in the freezer. I'll send them to you.
But no pipe.
I can't hear because he's got it connected.
That's okay.
It's okay. I'll wave. Do sign language.
You click on it. All right.
Have a good one.
Guys.
All right, see you.
Great. Now we got to make this rated PG-13.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Well, yeah, talk to YouTube about that.
Yeah.
Huh?
White chocolate macadamia?
White chocolate macadamia?
That's how I like my one. Yes.
Yep.
No snickerdoodles?
No, not today.
Okay, now we're at PG-13. Okay.
Thanks, John. You read it from everybody.
It's all good.
Put them off. Well, I figure it wouldn't be just Jeremy. I'll help him out.
There you go.
That's what I want right there, boss man.
Big fish rod coming out now. Look out.
All right, guys. All right, here we go. We're going with the swim bait rods, right? This is a 9-inch glide. Hold on, I got some grass on here. Whatever the fuck that is. Sorry, excuse my language.
Oh, that's okay.
It's a 9-inch swim bait. My swim bait rod, I throw a 7'4" and a 7'6", depending on the size of the bait. This is a 2-ounce swim bait right here.
Wow.
I throw mine on. It's a heavy, but I throw it on a SLX DC series, a 7.2.
Yep.
And I'm down here in Florida, so I throw a braid to leader application. I'm throwing a 30-pound braid to a 20-pound fluorocarbon.
Yeah, and his braid to fluorocarbon is probably a lefty cray knot.
No, that's right. It's a lefty cray knot. That's correct.
Yeah.
I don't mess around with the Uniknot. I don't mess around with any of the other stuff. I've tried it all, and so far the left cray knot to me has been the best. So, and I'm throwing a $250 glide bait on that knot, so I'm very comfortable with it.
Absolutely.
If you guys are not familiar with that, you guys can go on my YouTube, or you guys can go on YouTube in general, learn how to tie it. It's a very efficient knot, especially when you're on the lake. And a knot video is probably for another episode.
Yes.
So
got you.
So you throw that on a heavy action rod?
Very heavy. It's a power 7, I guess. I don't know what you guys throw with your blanks on, but it's a very heavy rod. There's no give in the rod tip. Like it's like a broomstick pretty much. So because if anybody knows anything about swim baits, especially those big expensive ones, that when you get bit, you want to be able just to crank the handle down, and you're flipping them in the boat. You're not sitting there, fighting them. No, you're cranking down and you're boat flipping. So,
Yep.
Well, what line do you have on it?
I've got a 30-pound braid, the 20-pound Sunline Flora.
Okay. One of my
So-
goals this year is to learn how to use those
What, a baitcaster or just learn how to fish?
fish.
Love you.
Yeah, back at you, brother.
Oh, I hear you.
Oh Lord, Terry.
All right.
All right.
What-
So, y'all ready for some more action, or anybody
Let's
have
run
any
through
questions
3
so far?
comments. Let's
Huh?
run through 3 comments here real quick. A couple.
Andrew Pulliam says, "What's up, guys?"
All right.
Andrew.
And Max813 says, "Florida bass get hammered, no pun intended, with chatters. Been doing better with traps recently."
Yeah. Good point.
And
And last
Daniel
one.
has another question for you. He says, "What about the number of ball bearings on a reel? Does it mean it? Does more mean better?"
Man, I'll be honest with you, dude. It's like if you drive a Ford, if you drive a Chevy, you drive a Toyota. It's a soft player preference, right? This is a 4-year-old reel right here. Okay. This one right here, the Shimano DC.
Yep.
And it's 4 years old. And again, how many bearings it has, I don't know all these technical aspects, because this reel right here is different than some of the other ones I have. But I do know that when I go to cast it, I don't have any problems. It doesn't squeak, make noise. It's a sealed unit. I take care of it. Like I said, I'll take my grease and grease them down. But that was a good question, Daniel. As far as the bearings go, if you guys can stay with the 8 or 9 ball bearings, I think if that's accurate information from the specs that I read, that's the way to go. But I do know Shimano, they don't take any shortcuts with the reels. Like they don't. It's not some of this aftermarket stuff for $29.99. You get what you pay for, right? So just be mindset of that. If you're going to go with a good reel, you're gonna pay for a name brand. I've actually experimented with all kinds of reels going through the 40 years of fishing that I've been doing. And I think so far Shimano hands down been the best one. So, but I don't know the amount of bearings that is in them.
A quick question, Jeremy. How often do you kind of grease and do your reels? After every trip, or every month, every 3 months? What's your user standard there?
What I normally do is during the wintertime, when I usually have a break between our last tournament of the season, sometime around November, right before Thanksgiving,
Yep.
Until February. I take all my reels off my rods. I take them apart, and I've got some, the Shimano grease that comes with them.
Yeah.
Take it apart. I grease anything, tighten anything up, all the screws, nuts, and bolts, and I put everything back together, and I fish all year with it. I don't have any issues with it. So, but again, some people are very OCD about that, where they need to, oil it or grease it after every tournament. I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
So
That's overdoing it.
Yeah, unless you get into salt water or something, I heard. But that's
oh, it's
the only
not
thing.
different. But I fish in a lot of brackish water too, like on the James or whatnot, and I don't really have any problems. Now, sometimes I will have to take some Q-tips and clean with my guides.
Yeah.
The piece that slides back and forth, I will have to take a Q-tip, clean that out occasionally because of all the crap in the river.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't have any issues.
Okay,
So,
good deal. Thank you. All right, keep on rolling, boss.
Carry on, brother.
what's next on the list? Let's see here. I guess flipping and punching rods. I think
Yeah.
that was
Sure.
a good one.
Money stick.
My money stick, yes. All right, so this one right here, I'll throw on a. This is my 2 ounce. I have 2 or 3 of these, but I only brought this one in with me. This is a 1.5 ounces. My flipping weight on the Mayhem flipping hook. This one here is a 7'6", and I'll throw this one on a 9.2 SLX. The reason why I like the faster gear ratio is so when I get bit, I can pick up that slack and I can I can hook them really. You know what I'm saying? I can
Yeah.
grind on them. Now, there's been a lot of conception about the lower the gear ratio, that it has more torque versus the higher gear ratio that has less torque. That is not true whatsoever. This is my this is a 9.2 on a 7'6" flipping stick, heavy action. And when I grind on them with the larger handle, they actually come with a larger handle on them from these ones right here. I think are 4.5 inches versus almost 5.5 inch handle ratio. This one here, when I start picking up line, I can crank them. Like I can drag them through through the slop, to the mud, to the lily pads, the hydrilla, etc. I don't have any issues. This one right here, I have branded with my. It's a different type of. I don't know. It's a buttstock material, the Eva foam. I actually have a longer on here because you're trying to horse them, right? So you need some more leverage. And that's why I have this rod built right here. I know this one right here, when it comes in the brown and the green, to me, I know that's my heavy duty flipping sticks. My 1 and my 2, my 3s. I have 3 different types. So.
And you get fish that run at the boat to you, so you got to catch him up and get him before he gets off.
Yep. But these ones right here for my heavy mat fishing, where they're not running to you, like it just feels, and then you just load up on them, and you have to be able to get their heads up immediately. You know what I'm saying, and get them to the slop. If not, you're gonna have a damn hot mess in your hands.
Yep.
So.
Absolutely.
Y'all have any questions so far? Or are you guys pretty?
Got a quick question or a quick comment from Daniel here, real quick.
Daniel says, "Thanks for the answers. If I can't be a better angler, at least I can look like an one."
I feel
Looks
you know what they say, right? Fake it till you make it.
There you go.
And Jeremy is the hobo master.
All right. Here's another one too. Now this rod right here is very versatile for me. This is actually a 7'3". It's a medium heavy, but I use this one for my speed worms, like my speed worms, my jigs. This is my jig rod. These blanks, I mean these eyes are only maybe 6 inches or 8 inches apart, all the way to the top, and they're only 1 inch increments all the way. I guess starting about maybe 6 or 8 inches from the end.
Yeah.
So this one right here is again for my jig rod, my speed worms. I throw this one on a 9.2 also, SLX, and it's great. But this one on this rod here, I have a shorter butt package. I know John likes shorter butts, so
yep.
That's what I do. So this one right here is designed for if I'm fishing a lot of open wood or open cover off the bank where I'm flipping and pitching my jig around, or my speed worm or whatever. The rod's also very versatile for spooks, topwater baits, frogging, and it's very versatile. The 7'3", shorter butt handle, the 9.2 is a great all around rod for, I guess, open mediocre open rod, open cover scenarios where you're throwing frogs or whatever. And it really does. It allows you to really send those hooks home and do good things with it. So,
are you throwing that on braid?
Straight braid. But again, when I get into a little cleaner water situation, I will go to my 20-pound or 17 to 20-pound fluorocarbon, my Sunline. So
they do have clean water in New York.
Mm.
If you ever want to try that.
I think you're getting a Valentine's card from Jeremy really soon. I'm just saying.
Yes, you are, John. I'm gonna have a big one. It's a small one. It's gonna be a big one. Okay.
Don't forget the hug card.
Yeah, don't worry. That's coming. That's gonna be in the backside of it. So, but yeah, that rod right there, man, is my my go-to pretty much. I mean, it's very versatile. I can use it, in the pre-spawn, the spawn, all the way up through, throwing top water in the summertime. So, I know a lot of people don't have the money to go out and spend and buy all these different, very specific rods for applications. But, that is one rod you need to have in your arsenal all times, like a 7'3", the 9:2 ratio, medium heavy. That one there is money.
Yeah.
You can use that one for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So,
And the braid, I mean, it's expensive at first, but it lasts a long time. I got some braid probably a couple years old, maybe 3 years old, and still good.
Sure does.
Yep.
But the braid. But one thing, this would be another different topic for a different video. But real quick is, if you guys, you guys are on a budget, spool everything with braid. Learn your leaders. Like if you need a 2-foot leader or 3-foot leader, 20-pound, learn to tie that knot. That the braided leader application is my number one go-to for most everything I use. I don't have time. Like, I'm a very busy person. I don't have time to sit there and change out fluorocarbon or my braid after every tournament. So I have very specific rods and reels. So if I know if I'm throwing a 17-pound, I need the fluorocarbon. I will actually spool that one reel up, and I will actually keep it on the shelf. When I'm ready for it, I'll take it off and put it on my reel and fish with it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time I'm using braided leader. So
now, and you notice, Rob, he's a very busy sitting in a hotel room fishing all week.
In Florida.
Yeah.
In Florida, yes.
It's all
I'm
good.
getting sunburned with some ranch jumbos.
Ooh. Hey, you up now, man. There's no expense.
Yes. So,
But yeah, another one thing about line, go up toward your area, John, like in Ohio, up in Wisconsin, a lot of shops have like 2 or 3 line spoolers. In the off season, they have one guy just all day, like spooling reels. Guys will bring in 10, 12 rods, just re-spool everything.
yeah, I've seen that, man. Actually, there's a bait shop right here at Roland Martin's Marina, and the guy had, I think, 5 or 6 people in there just spooling up boxes of rods. I mean, reels. I was like, that is insane. How much these guys don't even know how to change their own line out. Like that's crazy.
But keeps these little shops going in the off season. So pretty neat.
They actually have starting tomorrow. They have the Bassmaster Opens Collins Series here on. So I've been surrounded by college guys all week.
Oh, hey.
Are you learning?
Here at Okeechobee. Am I learning? Hell yeah, I'm learning what not to do.
Any interesting shows at the boat launches?
Honestly, no, because at Roland Martin's, if you guys get a hotel room, you can pay an extra $15 or whatever to have a boat slip, and that's what I did.
Hey.
My boat sits right there the entire time I'm here, so I don't have to mess around with that. So it's been a very nice experience. So I've been coming here this is my 16th year. I've been coming here every year.
Wow.
So
nice, man.
Good place. I love it.
Do you have any sissy sticks with you?
I do actually, John, just for you.
Thank you.
But hey, quick tip on braid too, guys. If you have braids a year or 2 old, I'll switch it off. Like I got one reel, I'll reel it up with another reel, like reverse it. So I'll have like all new. So that extends your braid even more. So
yeah, that's actually a good tip there, Mr. Rob. Is there's times actually I will, if I'm in the field and I start doing like most of 10 or 20 feet of my stuff is very braid. I mean frayed up from one end or whatever. I'll take it over and I'll flip it around. Yeah, and it works great. It actually because the bottom end of the braid doesn't even see the action whatsoever. So
because I mean all that light, the weather and the heat and the sun. I mean it'll deteriorate a little bit. Like I said, get kind of frayed. But that's a good tip, man. Save you a little money and be just as new. Yep,
that's right.
Yep. A couple quick comments here. Here we go, John.
All right. Gomo says, what do you think about striper fishing? Do you do any during the winter when the largemouth aren't active enough?
Actually, I don't. I do. I go on the Nasman River. It's I guess it's off the Chesapeake Bay. We go out there and stroll stretches. I guess in really early. The water has to be really cold. We stroll some stretches, right there by the coal piers. But I don't use the Indus rod kind of setups. We use more of a the big like 5,500 pin reels, or we use larger setups for that one. So,
Yeah, a lot of guys use catfish setups.
mhm.
But I've went. There's a lake north of Knoxville called Norris. It's got a lot of stripers. I've been a few times up there. It's really good lake for striper. And one more quick comment there.
It says y'all fish California or Southern California or Arizona? I don't.
No, I haven't been there yet. I do have some tackle shops I deal with out that way in California. Great guys. There's a new rod. I don't know if y'all have seen it, the Catch the Fever series. They've started off catfish, but they got some striper rods. It's really sharp. So go check out Catch the Fever in their striper series. It's really good. So check that out. And one more comment for me, actually.
Yeah, Rob came up with a good tip. I think there might have been some sarcasm there.
Yeah, might be.
Good tip.
Hey, I got some rust and some little dust, but occasionally I come up with something good.
Nothing wrong with that. He's the man behind the operation.
Yeah.
John's just turned into a flat brimmer these days and using a cheater box.
It's not flat.
It's curved. I'll give him credit. It's curved. He's still cool.
I love John. I love you guys. Just saying.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Got you, brother.
All right, so we're gonna top into some sissy sticks, right?
All right.
And
John's getting excited. I can tell already.
Yeah.
He's proud.
This is my stick. I brought it down here to Florida for my kids.
Yep.
I can pick it up. My kids been loving it because they can't use a bait caster because they're too impatient. So this is what I throw right here. I throw a 7'1" Kisscraft on a Shimano, the CI4, the 2500 series. This is the 3000. Sorry,
yep.
It's a bigger full application, and it has a shorter stock, I guess, handle on it right here.
Yeah, I like it.
This is the little wacky rod, but this is
that color's magic down there.
It is. But this is also a good rod because it's very versatile. So if I want to go to a Nico rig, or even a drop shot, or a Ned rig, or a floating worm, or I want to shake a minnow application, this rod right here is money. Like, it's a very versatile rod. I think I probably have 6 or 7 of them exact setup. I got 4 of them with me. I brought, but they're still in the Yukon. I didn't break them out. But this is a good rod application.
Yeah.
I have no issues. I'd throw all mine on 15 pound braid to this one right here has got a 15 pound or a 14 pound Sunline leader on it.
Okay.
So.
Yep. But that braid's a game changer. Remember back today, you'd have like 2 or 3 spools of different line, different sizes. I mean, changing them leaders out's a big time saver.
I tell you, man, I stumbled into some braid this year. It's a Japanese version. What is the name of that stuff? Anyhow, it is super slick. It comes off that reel very effortlessly. So it's a pink and a blue braid. I'm not even sure. Yeah. Gracious Almighty. Anyhow, it's probably in the boat somewhere. It's what is the name of it? It's a Japanese type of braid. I don't know. It just came out this year, and it's phenomenal. So it's very soft. Like, it's not like the Power Pro or any of that really heavy braid. It's very smooth. Like, that shit is baby, like owl poop. Okay, it just comes off the reel. So,
nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it, but Berkeley's come out with a new braid, Ford. It's kind of built for Ford face, and it's a sinking braid. It's supposed to be tightly woven, so that's been kind of hot here of late. It's come out. I think it's 4 to 17 pounds, I think, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So, yeah.
Let's see. Got a quick comment from Max.
Max says Japanese braids are worlds above American braid.
Hands down.
Yeah, YGK is good.
Yep, and Veritas.
Veripos,
yeah, are the top brands.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, there's don't hold me to it. May be Daiwa braid, and I tell you, man, CJ6, CJ7, or J6 or J7. I do not recall don't hold me to this. I'm just saying it may be a Daiwa brand, but it's brand new this year. It came out at ICAST, and that's what I'm using on my spinning rods and also my reels.
Yeah.
And it is, I'm telling you, dude, it's hands down the best smoothing. You know how most braid you can hear coming through the guides. You know, when you're well, this one you don't hear it. It's like it sounds like monofilament or fluorocarbon coming through the line guides. That's how smooth it is. It's super smooth.
Cool.
So,
yeah, I think you're right with the J braid.
mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I've used a little bit of it. And a quick comment from Daniel.
Great show. He's loving it.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah, appreciate you tuning in. Anything else, boss man?
What else we got here? Oh yeah. We got maybe one or two more.
Sure.
So this is one of my cranking rods. This is this one right here is it's a 6:2 ratio on the SLX XT. Yep. This one right here is my 7-footer. This is for my short underhand pitching for throwing balsa baits.
Yeah.
If you guys are familiar with like my black labels with clip baits.
Absolutely.
Any of my smaller profile balsa baits in the wintertime. Or even your smaller square bills in the summertime, whatever. But this combo right here, this 6:2-to-1 ratio is perfect for me. I throw this one typically on a 12-pound test. It's a 7-foot medium, and it almost fishes like a medium heavy.
Right.
Okay.
The backbone comes probably up to the, see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th guide right there. So it's kind of parabolic. It allows the fish to inhale the bait. So you can you can work the fish in, but whatever, it's got a short butt on it. Using the Eva foam, it's perfect. This rod here is 10 years old. You can see some wear and tear on it.
Yep.
But it's one of the best for me. I haven't any problems with this rod whatsoever. So this is my wintertime, primarily my wintertime and my springtime when I'm cranking around a lot of shallow cover.
Yeah.
Now,
is it kind of a slower, moderate action, Jeremy?
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. It loads up a little different than the heavier versions. It kind of loads up about midway through the rod.
Okay.
So, yeah. It actually helps you deflect cover better too. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys are fishing around a lot of laydowns or whatnot, and you take that square bill or that balsa bait, whatever, and you throw up and you're working, you can actually feel it, and you can just let the rod kind of work with the reel in the bait, if that makes sense. Yeah. It'll actually work its way through the cover versus hung up. If you're using a really stiff rod for that application, what'll happen is if your rod's very stiff and you're reeling along, your hooks will get hung up in the wood. Versus if you had a softer tip on your rod, it'll actually deflect better. You know what I'm saying? So
like a shock absorber, sort of.
Like a giant sponge. It'll actually help you bring it to that cover. Because I could take a big balsa bait with some big number 4s or number 6s on it, and I can beat that stuff through the cover. My rod is doing all the work for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm using a slower retrieve reel, which I'm not burning it through, so I can actually have more contact with the cover. I can feel it, so I can get my deflection. Where, when a bait deflects off the cover, that's where you start catching your fish. Yep. So.
Outstanding.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah. Well, guys, again, I apologize. I don't have the other rods I wanted to talk about. I really want to talk about some silver buddy fishing. I wanted to talk about some deeper cranking rods and reels. But you guys caught me at a bad time, so thank you guys.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. Yeah. Got a quick comment
Matt
there.
says, you strike me as a Ned rig guy. Show us your dedicated Ned rig setup.
Oh, trusty. Yep.
Oh, trusty right here. That's it.
Yep. Downsize your leader a little bit, maybe.
No, that's why I throw the same exact braid. It's a 15-pound. Throw my Ned rig, I'll probably go to a 6 or 8 pound. Okay. A longer leader, depending on the water clarity. But other than that, that's what I throw it on. A 7'1". Nothing other than that. And no, I'm not really a Ned rig guy. I think I may fish a Ned rig probably maybe a month out of the year when I'm fishing some of these clear water impoundments. But other than that, I'm a power fisherman, 100%. So.
Yep. I use it pretty much with smallmouth for bedding. Using my boaters or drop shotting or something. I pull a little net out, and I can usually match them fish for fish. But I'll occasionally use it. But if it's real tough or tough conditions or with smallmouth bedding, that's my favorite time.
Well, another thing too that I've learned this year or last year was throwing a double mope rig. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one or not. It's, in other words, let's say your jig minnow, right? Your 3 or 4 inch jig minnow with your scoping. Yeah. Well, I've been actually putting 2 of them on there. There's actually a crappie hook out there that actually has an eyelet down at the bottom, and you can put a little 6-inch leader to it, to another one. And that's a little secret. Just saying, giving you all a good tip. That double one, because a lot of people are just throwing that little single minnow, they're flipping around. Well, you get you a little crappie head that has 2 eyelets on it, one on the bottom, one on the top, where you can tie multiple ones together. That rod setup right there is perfect.
Cool.
So,
good tip, man. Thanks. I know you said the Hartwell. Yeah, you said the Hartwell rig. Remember the Hartwell rig with the two swim baits on there? Yep.
The donkey rig.
Yeah, donkey rig. Yeah.
Well,
you can't use that anymore that much.
Well, there's not been anybody talking about that yet. Is the double minnow shaking method? Yeah,
that's not either. That's sharp, man.
But it's coming out this year. I can promise you, it's going to hit. You heard it here first before it hits the mainstream on Bass Live or FLW Live. I've been doing it for probably 6 months now, and it's gonna take off. I promise you.
Oh yeah.
So if you want some information for that one, hit me up, PM me or whatever. I can share what I know, and we'll go from there. So,
awesome,
and I also charge $19.99 monthly membership fee for that information. Yeah,
not bad.
And if you want to do that, just let me know and I'll send you my PayPal information.
That's right.
or payment and cookies. Or payment and cookies.
Cookies. I love cookies. So
see,
white chocolate macadamia.
Yep, that's it. So, what else was there? I'm drawing a blank. I'm sunburnt, guys. I'm just tired. It's been a long couple days fishing, having a good time. So,
hey, get out of the weather, man. That's nice, man. Good timing.
Well, you figured, dude, for the past 2.5 months, I've been snowed in, or it's been brutally cold. So getting down here, just kind of wearing some shorts and flip flops was like a big stress relief for me. Not gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, a little recharge, man. You needed it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jeremy, you need to move to New York. A lot less snow here than down south.
No,
I'll see it happening.
Well, I'm right there at the happy medium, but this year's the fucking weather's been fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, it's
so.
I agree with you.
Pretty bad when Florida and Texas have more snow than I do.
I think actually Louisiana had more snow than we've had this whole year.
Yeah, my little brother in Slidell got snowed in. They shut down Slidell for like 2 days.
Yep. Yeah, my father was down in New Orleans, and he's like, "You won't believe what's happening right now." I was like, "What? We're getting a blizzard. We got a foot of snow on the ground." I was like, "Shit, that's more than I've gotten all year."
Yeah, me too.
So,
Same here. I think the most we had was maybe 4 inches.
Oh,
hey, I still got more than you.
That sounds like a personal problem, John.
Well, hey,
they have medication for that now.
That was a joke. I know ladies and friends and girls on here, but anyhow.
Like I told some friends of mine, that's the only time I'll brag about having an inch.
I feel you, baby. I feel you.
Yep. Or when I'm colder than you are, you always enjoy that.
That's right. Hey, man. Today, right? I had one of my girls on the boat, and they're like, "Dad, I gotta pee." I was like, "Okay." You see that bucket right there? I brought that bucket just for you.
Or hang it over the side.
And they were like, "I'm not peeing in that bucket, Dad." And I was like, "I'm just gonna go hang off the back of the boat." I was like, "Okay." We're like I said, we're around a bunch of people fishing. Like there's people everywhere. You know how Florida is, right?
Oh yeah.
So, and they were like, "Dad, I don't care. I'm gonna sit off the back of the boat." So decided to go to the bathroom or whatever. Here comes a gator. Just pops up. She's like, "Oh, that bucket idea sounds really nice right now, Dad."
Hey, I have us down there. I fished with the first Bass Open I ever fished down there in 2018, I think it was. We was in this canal, and Swindle's like, hey, man, I'm going to take a leak. We're going to take off. So I'm getting all my stuff together. I hear him taking a leak, and out of nowhere, this like swamp boat, airboat comes out of nowhere, like 10 tourists on it, right in front of him. I laughed. He said, tell Lulu I wasn't flashing nobody. I was like, I got you, man. It's funny.
Yeah, so if we see Swindle on the ped list, we know what happened.
Yeah. I was a witness, but I'm in hiding.
Nice.
But yeah, it come out of nowhere, man. It was hilarious. Good day.
Yeah. It sounds like a good time.
Oh yeah. When's your first tournament, man?
My first tournament is the 22nd of February.
Okay, well, it's not too far off.
No. Yep. So looking forward to it. And if you guys are not familiar with my schedule, I posted everything on my YouTube channel, my Facebook platforms. Everything's there, so you guys can follow along with me. I really would appreciate it.
Well, absolutely.
I think we're fishing 17 tournaments this year. We're not going to be fishing any big name brand stuff, but we're going to be fishing some local Virginia stuff with a bunch of big hammers. So, and also we're going to be fishing with Rob, Mr. Gibby, Mr. Gibson. We're going to be fishing the Cabela's Big Bass Tour on Clark's Hill in March.
Now, are you tagging along with him up to Oneida?
It's a possibility, yes. So
Slim possibility.
I'm coming. No, it's probably going to happen. I'm coming up there with him. I'm gonna be primarily supporting him. I'm going to be the guy on the bank, probably maybe plugging his boat in, waxing his boat down, saying that a bull boat on the bank. Yes.
Swing at him, he takes off. Good luck.
Good luck. Have a good time.
I don't know the complete plan, but I think he's planning on camping up there. But hey, so. my house is 45 minutes away.
Yeah,
you could stay there
and eat cookies.
Can me and Robert snuggle? We have a bed where we can snuggle together. We got some making up to do. Just saying.
Yeah. There's a queen size and a full size bed in there.
All right. We may hit you up on that one, and that probably the only way I'm coming up there. I get it's for moral support for him, and for me, I'm like I said, I'm going to be the bank guy. Make sure he's got air in his tires, and go from there. So
very good. Now I think these two are having a tournament competition. Who fishes the most in a year? What do you think, John?
Yeah,
17 in one series. Wow.
I'm fishing 4.
I may be fishing 10 this year, maybe. Half of them is going to be kayak stuff.
As you guys know, like 3 years ago, I was fishing probably something in my 40s. Yeah. I was fishing about 40 tournaments a year. So this year I've cut back because I have some personal time with the kids I want to spend. You know what I'm saying? It's more, I caught myself where I was trying to fish too much, and I was trying to do way too much whatsoever. And I was taking away from the kids' time. And I think it's time now, since I'm not really trying to go pro anymore, I'm not trying to go on that next level, travel and be gone. I'm making more time for my kids. Be honest with trying to obtain an equal pattern for my fishing habits, my family life, and things like that. So it's a happy medium. Like it makes the wife happy, makes the kids happy, makes me happy, and I think everybody. It's pretty. I don't know, even keeled across the board. That makes any sense.
Pretty balanced.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's really balanced. Plus work. Like I work a lot too. So.
Oh yeah.
And also allows me to, for my partnerships, as you have my sponsors and my partnerships, it allows me some time to, maybe do some more content for them, do more promoting for them. And like Robert Gibson said, I'm not a guy who's going to go and go on a float somewhere down St. Charles Avenue during, tax time or whatever. I'm more of a technical guy, but that'll actually allow me to do more of that stuff. Maybe go do, once a month at the Bass Pro Shops or something to, market some of the products from my, MGM cold tags or Kisselcraft. Or just try to promote more, do some more things. So, fishing that many tournaments a year is very exhausting. Like it's extremely exhausting. You're away from home a lot, and it's not good for your family life. It's not. So
Yeah.
I think that 17 tournaments I think that's pretty comfortable. It's manageable. And I have about a 3 or 4 month off season where I can do what I need to do. Catch them on some repairs,
Yeah.
catch them on honey-do list around the house, things like that. So.
And build your boats, man. I love your boat building videos on there.
Yes.
Your 10 boats, man. I love it. Good series, good content.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
So,
I love it.
Anything else, boss?
not really. Unless you guys have something else you want to talk about.
No.
So,
I don't
do you
think
guys have
so,
any more
man.
questions as far as your rods and reels? I mean, that's why the whole, we have the whole conversation here.
Yep.
Yep.
I really don't have anything else, man. Again, I just stick with my Shimano's. That's my go-tos, my Kisselcraft custom rods, and that's my go-tos. So, again, you have to. The way I look at this, the rod and reel combos, you have to find your brand, regardless of what it is, where you feel comfortable, you feel excited to go fishing with it, and you're not having a lot of problems. So if you're having a lot of problems, you may want to alter your reel or your rod combo. That's one thing that I've had to learn over the years. So.
And just
But I
because
do notice.
use
I do this, Jeremy. You always have rod sleeves on your rods. That's very important. Takes your guides and your rod. So, good job on taking care of your stuff, man.
and
Oh, yeah.
if you don't get anything out of this, go ahead, Jeremy.
No, I know he mentioned something like, from the time when I take my rods out and I put them on my deck, they have a rod sleeve on because I protect everything. Like some of these rods and reels that I have, I've had for a couple of years now, and they look like they're brand new because I take care of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to put the rod sleeves on the rods when you're not fishing with them. 100%. Even if they're traveling in your vehicle, your boat, put a rod sleeve on. It helps protect the guides. It helps protect the rods. It does make a big difference. I promise you.
Yep.
So
It keeps your
Good
line
point
from
there,
getting
but-
tangled. Yeah, definitely.
yes, yep.
Absolutely. Good tip.
All right. Well, Jeremy, your favorite cookie is what? White chocolate macadamia?
You know it, sir.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, take care. Enjoy the warm weather. You're going to be get back to Virginia, and it'll probably be in the 40s when you get back.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
There you go. Hey, enjoy your time down there. Enjoy spending some quality time with your family, man, and best wishes to you and safe travels back home.
All right, gentlemen. Y'all behave yourselves. We'll see you next time.
All right.
right,
Take care, buddy.
Peace
All right,
out.
see you now. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, see you.
Woohoo.
Man, good. He always breaks it down, man. Good way to break it down. That was a lot of juice. A lot of
Yes.
juice, guys, for sure.
Yep. All right. So tomorrow we have, what's his name? Gabe.
Montgomery?
Yes.
Yep.
I think they call him the Tin Monty.
Yep. Yeah, great guy. He's had a podcast on for a long time. He's a great guy. Real laid back. Got some good content, so I'll be a good guest.
Yes. All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to go over to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe that, and do that on all our social medias. It's pretty simple to find. It's Co-Angler's Corner.
Yep.
So,
And
all
we
right.
appreciate everybody tuning in. I hope you got something out of it and learned a little bit. I know I did. I know John did too. And Mr. Maye always brings it. Always enjoy having him on, and a good friend of both ours. So again, please like and subscribe, and please tune in tomorrow. We appreciate it.